I want you to take a listen to this crazy story about this woke realtor who launched a Rainbow Underground Railroad in Texas. Take a listen.
The end of this month can't come soon enough for Paul Lewis.
Part of me hates the fact that I'm leaving. I'm leaving Texas, the home I've always known.
This lifelong Texan will get to hand over the keys to his home in a Dallas suburb and start the long drive north to Michigan. Lewis sold his house through a real estate service called Flea Red States that broker Bob McCraney launched last summer.
We're calling it kind of the Rainbow Underground Railroad. We're trying to get people out quietly and get them to someplace where they feel safer.
The service has now helped at least 27 mostly LGBTQ+ Texans sell their homes. Many say their decisions are driven by laws that narrowly focus on them, like the one signed here Thursday by Governor Greg Abbott. It will ban transgender women from playing on female sports teams at the collegiate level. He says the state remains a welcoming place for everyone.
Texas, over the past decade, has been the leading state in the United States of America that people choose to move to for our policies, and we will continue to advance policies that protect children, that protect women in sports, but protect all Texans and their freedoms.
However, Paul Lewis would like state leaders to see how their efforts are making Texans like him look for an exit.
I don't know if they lose sleep over it at night, but I kind of hope that they do, because I hope they realize exactly how much they're hurting people.
Will Dupree, KXAN News.
So I know gay people are dramatic, but like to compare leaving the state, which you are allowed to do, no one's stopping you, to the Underground Railroad where slaves had to be smuggled underground to avoid slave catchers to get to freedom, is so insane. And I would think from the woke perspective, that would be like racially offensive.
It's not cultural appropriation, but it's definitely like experience appropriation almost. Like, how can you compare the two? They're not comparable. Like, you are a free citizen. You can go and come as you please. It's just, yeah, I honestly, I think it would be good to have somebody that's on the woke left and somebody that's a conservative person, a black person, speak on this. I would love to hear what they had to say.
Yeah, I can only, I'm not black, right? But I can only imagine that if you're a black person, you had ancestors who were slaves, to hear these white liberals say that them hiring a realtor and moving to another state is like the Underground Railroad must be absurd. And I think it is, because he actually has come out and apologized.
Really?
Because he got canceled he got backlash, and he has now said, let's see, the quote from him, he did that thing where they sort of apologized. So the guy told the local news outlet that he would, quote, like to apologize and acknowledge the harm for the use of the Underground Railroad in discussing the LGBTQ migration from red states. But then he added, in no way was I trying to equate the slavery-based oppression with that African Americans experience today with the opportunity that white LGBTQ people have to escape to a different state. Wait a second. Yeah, isn't that literally what you were doing? You literally called it that. So you're saying I wasn't trying to do that? Yeah, you were.
You were. Like, that's literally the whole point of the organization, is to help these people escape, even though there's no escaping. They're allowed to go.
It's not escaping when they're like, sure, you can, no, like, there's nothing. Yeah. But the other thing is, like, what are you escaping from exactly? I don't think
that's the more important part.
I probably don't agree with every one of these bills. There's probably some I have issues with. But right. I think they mostly affect like trans minors, trans athletes. Mm-hmm. I'm not aware of anything that affects gay men or lesbian women adults that's being passed in Texas or anywhere. What are they fleeing from? They're fleeing to somewhere where they'll be more celebrated for their identity, I think. That's
a better way of putting it.
New York City or California or somewhere. But what's funny to me is a lot of this is like safety. I don't know about you, but in most parts of Texas, I would feel physically safer more than New York City or Washington, D.C. at this point, even though there's going to be way more rainbow flags in those cities.
That's true. Yeah, I'm here, and I just said, I feel less safe at Pride parades here than I do when I was in, like, Miami Pride.
Yeah.
Because I know there's a lot of Cubans there, and they're based, and, like, it's sad, but it's true.
The other thing that I find really interesting is there was no need for this. in that you could already, if you were an LGBT person and you wanted to leave Texas, you could just hire a normal realtor. So I think this guy is just like came up with
Like,
this
you know, and
grift to
right.
get customers and get money. Like
Right.
that, I literally think he's profiteering off of this.
Oh, 100%. It reminds
no-
me of, you know, go ahead.
Oh, but no one's even taking him up on it. Texas has a population of 30 million people. So you got to assume there are thousands and thousands and thousands of LGBTQ people, and only dozens have taken up on this offer. Dozens.
But what about all those issues? Like, if it was really that bad, all of these people would actually be fleeing.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
not.
Like, remember all those people that said if Trump is elected, they were going to leave? None of them left.
No, they
None of
never
them
do.
left. Because it's not that bad here. It's actually quite good.
Yeah, it's funny they love to talk about privilege, but this stuff reeks of like, you're privileged if you think
Yeah.
that these are the big problems you have. I don't know, man. I find it crazy.